Hello Virgos. I did the same awkward wave I did with the last group, so I apologize. Hello Virgos. Hello Virgos. Welcome to your February 2026 reading. The other interesting thing that happened to me just as I came into your reading was the tip of my nail kind of ripped off. I get pretty brittle long nails in the winter here in Canada, and so they always break off during these months. But as I was just kind of pulling it off, I was hearing in my head kind of ripping off the band-aid, sort of that expression of like, just do it, right? Just rip it off, just get it done. So maybe that's what your reading will be about here, Virgos, for February. Maybe it's all about, just, get off the pot, rip the band-aid, just give it a go, try it. So we'll see. So we'll use two decks here for the general reading, and then this deck over here, just in acknowledgement of February Valentine's month. I'm doing two groups, just kind of splitting up situations, not necessarily you all, but just your situations in terms of relationships. So I'm doing a group I'm calling singles, which is any connection you're manifesting. So wherever there's an area in your life where you have a gap, a room for someone to come in. So we'll check that out. And then the other group, I'm calling it the non-singles, which is obviously couples, companionships, partnerships, but also any kind of long-term bond or connection that you have, maybe an undefined kind of relationship, an acquaintance, or something you just can't get a footing on. So we'll check in with that. So one or the other might apply to you, or you might connect with both. So feel free to jump ahead with the timestamps if that's what you want to do. Otherwise, we'll get your cards here, Virgo. Okay, so we'll start with these. We'll see what comes down, how they fall for you, and what kind of messages. Okay, for some reason it feels important to have this one lower, but these two same level. So maybe a step up to a platform. Maybe you're getting ready to present or gain some attention, be in the spotlight a little bit, be recognized. All those words are coming to mind here for you. Let's see what this is all about. I also don't hear it, for those of you that caught in the intro that I'm Canadian. I don't hear that about when I say about. But I guess the accent's there, because I do have American friends and family that have requested me to say certain words over and over again. They seem to hear it. I just never do. But I always think of that for some reason when I say about. Okay. Even that card, they want me to pull it down. All right, so let's get our cards for, we'll do the singles group first. Let's see what the situation there is for manifesting a new connection into your life, into a situation, into your path. And non-singles. What's the message around that situation or individual or party? It could just be a group. It could be the other group. See what's going on there. Okay. Toss those up there. Okay, Virgos, where do we want to start? Maybe on this step that I have here. Maybe let's just kind of step forward, step into the reading. Okay. So our little kind of where we're at, or maybe where you were. Maybe we're more focused on this platform, but kind of look at the step here, the solitude. We have this beautiful review of your Akashic records, of all your experiences to date, looking at the sort of the how everything has come to be. as they kind of pull me into the column behind her, and I start to see like all the beautiful historical architecture around the world. Like how did this come to be? It's still standing after all these centuries, and sort of you reflecting back on this is where I'm at. I'm still standing, right? After all these experiences, after everything I've gone through, I'm still here. Here I am. There's sort of this inner reflection that you seem to be going through, or might be triggered to go through in February. Now that's paired with sort of this very literal, I deserve financial security. So for those of you that immediately thought of money when the Knight of Pentacles came through, money, finances, stability, and kind of that respect, sort of the look what I've built, what's the legacy I'm going to be leaving behind. That would be sort of the communication here with the Akashic Records, like everything that I've done, all the focus and effort I've put on my finances. Where has this taken me? What's in the future? Kind of checking in here with your soul plan. Now with the Knight of Pentacles resting his hand on his heart, this is healing, and the heart area. So not necessarily finances here, but more so a situation, an area, something that has happened and experienced that is like a deep emotional level here with you. So, we use traumatic or trauma as a word to connect with sort of the depth of this kind of situation. This could be a physical healing that you've gone through as well. This could be like a childhood experience. This could be a long-term cycle, or like a period of repeating the same habit that you're surfacing from, that you're coming out of, or you see sort of the light to do so. You know in your heart, I'm going to be able to kind of pull myself out of this. So reflection and knowing that this healing journey is possible. So you might have some thoughts in February, like it might be a very pensive month for you on, and maybe that's why I keep dropping the cards to like a step. You're kind of here on this step on how do I move myself forward? When will I do that? What does that look like? How do I achieve it? Some beautiful thought being put into this, Virgo. You're not being spontaneous. You're not being reactive. You're not being nonchalant about this. You're being purposeful. It's healing driven. It's coming from your heart emotion area, and the depth of reflection, the depth of knowing. Okay, so you have emotional loss. Look at you continuing, right? The knowing. The Knight of Pentacles holding his heart. We've got the 5 holding his heart. We've got the green healing. So this healing of an area. So again, even if it is finances, your relationship with finances needs to heal. Your relationship with something is going to begin healing here. And I say begin because we have that beautiful, I forget what it's actually called, but that spiraling seashell mathematical spiral, sort of this depth of meaning of like pulling yourself out of the center, following the yellow brick road to the pot of gold, to the Emerald City. You're kind of vibrating and echoing and resonating, good energy. You're pulling yourself out of it. You're going through this cornucopia of sort of almost like life review, but before you even crossed over, So maybe you're going through some therapy, or like I said, you're just taking the time to reflect back and work through what you need to work through on whatever this relationship is that you're healing. So let's see. What are you working through? Okay. King of Swords, hanging out with the Queen of Wands, reinforcing your determination and sort of your, maybe it's not determination, but with you, Virgo, and your energy, I feel like when you make a decision, you really stand by it. Maybe that's the best way to say it. So really sure-footed when you make a decision, maybe because you put so much time and energy and reflection into it and consideration. But it's not quite finite, but it's pretty darn close to a finite decision when you make it. Now we have the Queen of Wands here with her sunny disposition. She's drawing me to her infinity symbol here, and she's kind of sing-songing what goes around comes around to me. I don't know if this is the energy you're kind of dealing with, because we were talking about like a behavior that you're kind of working out of, trying to get a cycle, something repeating that you're kind of breaking free from here. And you do, right? Look at her with her wand, and the wand is drawing you forward through her receiving palm, her left palm. So she's receiving, and then a beautiful sort of sunflowers are coming out, which are like new starts for me, forgiveness, recovery, new friendship, kind of blossoming here, receiving. So I think it's more so get out of this vibration, get out of this sense of I can't break this cycle, because you definitely can. This vibration is doing nothing for you, and it's not allowing you to receive your apology, receive your friendship, receive your new beginning, receive your opportunity. But you need to make that decision to kind of cut that repetitive cycle, right? Cut that way of thinking, or inaction, right? Sometimes we think, but then we don't take the action. So this would be you finally deciding, I'm just going to take that action. I'm going to try it, right? You're working your way out of this situation. You're working your way out, and it heals in your heart center as well. Trapped in fear, gripped with anxiety. Sometimes we get bouts of like depression that we can fall into. We just kind of lose motivation. We lose sight or energy, right? We kind of fall into a funk, I like to say. But look at the sun kind of glowing above you, right? The Queen of Wands kind of beckoning you forward here. I think this is more so a watch out, because it's with the number 8, it's the affinity, right? So even here, she's turning the infinity symbol into sort of a lucky number 8. And just kind of bathing you. Like, she's not overwhelming you, she's just bathing you with warmth. I don't know if someone in your vicinity, most of us have someone in our lives that just can read us, right? They just know. But I feel like there's like this actual bathing of warmth that you're going to feel, like from someone. Maybe they're hugging you, maybe they're making you feel seen, making you feel heard. Their soft smile across from you on the transit, just for whatever reason, makes you feel better, right? Even if it's just for that moment. But it breaks you out of the cycle of whatever this is. Definitely feels like it's in the mindset, because we have the Akashic reviews, we have the emotional King of Swords card here, sort of all up in the headspace. Maybe you're talking yourself out of taking an action, sort of last moment, right? You're ready, you've got your confidence, your self-belief, your trust. You go to pick up the phone, you go to email yes, you go to sign the paper, and then you go, oh, you just kind of freeze and go, oh, maybe, timing's not right. So they want to break that from you, break you free from that. So you're doing the work, you're putting in some of the work, but I feel like somebody else is here assisting, warming you up. Okay, so 5 of Swords with the 4 of Wands, kind of working together here. Like I feel bad because I know I was holding these off camera, just kind of, I was holding them down, I was just kind of holding them in my hand off camera, but I feel like I just said this, where it's like, you're putting in the work, you're healing, but so are your angels, right? Your Queen of Wands is earth angels, and angels are healing you as well. So kind of see that on both of these cards, and in the messages with the universe bringing all you need, right? The left hand, I just said, the left palm, you're receiving your good karma, your good favor. We've got the sun glowing down on you. And it almost feels like a countdown as well, right? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're ready. I know that's an exercise to like help calm yourself. You kind of like a counting system. You can develop it in any kind of way that you need. Sometimes it's finding 5 things, 4 things, 3 things. Sometimes it's just counting your breaths, right? Like taking 5 deep breaths are very healing, so that you can focus, so you can calm down, so you can regain and settle yourself back into where you were at before the moment happened, right? Your moment of fear or hesitation. So maybe try like a counting exercise, or just like breathing exercises, or kind of see what works for you. Even if it's just giving you a countdown, right? Giving yourself a deadline day. If you're a kind of person that works well with meeting time frames and deadlines, put it in your calendar. 8 days from now, and then start counting down the days. 8 days from now, I will take this action that I know I need to take, that I've tried before, but I just didn't quite make it there. And then off you go. Okay, so February, a good favor month for you to do sort of the planning, but sort of moving forward from the planning, right? They want you to take the next step up, which is the self-healing, and putting that into action. So internal healing and bringing your reality forward to yourself here. Okay, so we're going to start with the singles and get the message. So any connection, manifesting a connection that you're drawing to yourself at this time. I like how they're both kind of celebrating here, right? They're both throwing their arms up. They're both kind of cheering, screaming, fans in the crowd kind of energy I'm getting here. Like a roaring kind of applause. But I like how I get this feeling of the young and old, the juxtaposition here of the baby dragon with the phoenix symbolism, the older dragon, the rising, breaking free of the egg, sort of the new birth with the next evolution. So if it's a romantic situation, that's your single situation that you define yourself in. You meeting this new person will have this depth of comfort and familiarity. Like, I've known you, I know I just met you, but I feel like I've known you forever. Kind of bond here, kind of instant connection or depth of connection that you fall into. It's like, I just know you, right? I know you, I'm comfortable being around you, and they feel the same way with you. There's this depth of familiarity. This could also be reflective of, this is a past life soulmate. You are reconnecting again in this lifetime at this time. So that's why you've been single up until this point, or that's why you're no longer single now, right? That's why your singledom is going to be ending now, depending on where you're at, because sort of this soulmate's coming in, this very familiar connection is coming into you. So in a non-love sense, this is a best friend. This is a business partner for life. This is, the sort of the social group that you're gonna just jive with, right? You'll find your person, you'll find your people, and that's happening now for you. So you're connecting into this. You're welcoming this in. It's coming your way, 2026. Excuse me. Sorry. Okay, so the non-singles group. So every other situation. Okay. So those of you in a relationship or situationship, something undefined, some kind of long-term engagement, family, friends, circles. See what's going on here with you guys in our February check-in. I don't usually like to go into this kind of energy, but I feel like very vengeful here. I feel like this card is showing him, this dragon, dancing on the grave. Like it's all lit up. Kind of has the same shape. I feel like he's kind of dancing on it. So that means you've not only put something to bed here, but you're kind of celebrating. Yes, I have done and dealt with that. I feel satisfied with this situation. It's finally over. It's that kind of celebration. That's why he's kind of doing the jig on the ending here, on the finality of it. So this could be in terms of like a non-single reading. This is you and your partner closing the door, closing the chapter on something that was holding you back, that was bothersome to you both. This could be a delay that you were experiencing that's finally over. So that's why you're dancing, you're celebrating. This period is finished. For all other situations, it's the same kind of message. A partnership. If it's like an undefined connection, for example, this is you getting the clarity, getting the understanding, getting on the same page, or walking away, like once you get clarity on what this is or isn't. So you're able to kind of celebrate either the freedom from it or celebrate further connecting into the relationship, leaning in, whichever way you decide to go, or long-term bonds. This could be sort of celebrating a milestone together in 2026, or maybe particularly this month for you, Virgo. So it could be like a milestone birthday or anniversary is happening this year with you and your friend, a family member, whatnot. So you'll be celebrating that together. So kind of dancing here. Again, this is like a good news story with you and the companion or the companion situation that came to mind. So either way, you're laughing, you're dancing, you're celebrating. But again, in terms of sort of that vengeful energy I was feeling at the beginning, it feels more like you feel justified, you feel satisfied, you feel like the right outcome has happened. You feel like the timing is now. You like that this is coming your way now, right? I deserve this. We deserve this kind of energy, which is okay in this sense. This is sort of the okay kind of greedy gratitude, which is I recognize, I understand, so I accept, and I'm celebrating. So really nice messages here for you Virgos in terms of your reading this month, and I look forward to connecting with you next month.